Hey meatheads, what's going on? This is a little Call of Duty on cargo, and if you don't like hip firing, you may not want to watch this video. This is the first time I tried the MP7 silenced with rapid fire on it and the laser sight. So I'm running primary gunfighter here with 3 attachments on my gun, which is laser sight, suppressor, and rapid fire. And it is hard to get a hold of, so you'll see me hip fire a lot. All right. Now when I aim down sights, you'll see my first time doing it. It's like walking all over the place on me, and got to make some adjustments on it. But it's pretty powerful. If you're gonna run around, excuse me, if you're gonna run around with, like, watch right here. Look at this. I'm like, oh my goodness! I could not control it aiming down sights. I do get a couple ADS kills, aiming down sights kills, but mostly they're hip firing. And some of the comments in the other video said, why don't you aim down sights and stuff like that? Well, you gotta remember that this is intentional, right? You can, if you're using a laser sight, the idea of the laser sight is to give you a target from the hip and to increase the accuracy from the hip, right? Another good, well, I'll tell you another good tip I was going to tell you was about the hunter killer drone, but I'll tell you the next time I throw one. But as far as hip firing, now I don't hip fire with assault rifles. There are, if I have a sight, like I use the USMC or the USMC. Whatever that one is, I usually put a sight on that and a foregrip, and I will aim down sights a lot. I'll actually even take off dexterity, and you know, depending on the perks that I run is how I actually play, and that's what's really intriguing to me about this game. It seems like, watch this hip fire. I should definitely aim down sights right there, but whatever, hip fire, rapid fire spray, and but I don't aim. I aim down sights all the time with my assault rifles. With SMGs, I don't usually, unless I have specifically put a sight on it, like a red dot or something like that. But you know, you're able to strafe. Meaning, as soon as you see a target, you know, if you're a newer player, as soon as you see a target, you tend to stop in place, aim, and pull the trigger. The first thing you want to do is you want to push your left stick to the left or right and pull the trigger at the same time. That way you're literally make it a harder target for the enemy to hit. You're strafing. I know to most players that's common knowledge, but to some it's not. When you shoot at a guy and you see him flying back and forth left and right, like the shotgun guys do as they're running around lightweight, that's what they're doing. They're side strafing, and it's a very good technique, especially if you're hip firing. If you guys played Modern Warfare 3, well, here we go. You see how I throw the hunter killer drone out towards the outside of the map? I found recently that the more I throw it toward the center, it tends to dive bomb right away, and I get a lot less kills with it. It'll run into a wall, or it'll try and dive bomb on an enemy, you know, right away, and it won't get him. So what I want to do is I want to throw it to the outside of the map, let it get up in the air so it has, you know, more altitude to come straight down on somebody and most likely take them out. So that's a little tip from some of the things I've found with the hunter killer. Been running that a fair amount. I stopped running UAV recently because everybody else that I was playing with, or you know, just was getting in lobbies with, like nobody else was running it, and they were all running these kill streaks and stuff. I'm like, well, dang, you know, I'm running around getting all my kills with my gun. I'm gonna run a little bit different streak. So this one is the hunter killer, the lightning strike, and the sentry gun. And then I started running I think Lightning Strike and Hellstorm, because after T. Martin's video about the Black Cat, everybody's destroying my sentry gun and Guardian like instantly. So that you know, anytime a video like that goes up, that it's a good tip. I knew about it already. I used it. You know, I have an engineer class with 2 black hats on it, where I go around and doing that to other people. But you know, YouTube community, it gets it out there. Now it's kind of rampant. I don't know if you guys have seen that in your games, to where, I mean, I don't mind it on the Bettys and shock charges, but you know, you work your way up to get these kill streaks, and they can kind of sit hiding in a little corner with their black hat and take out your sentry gun. But all's fair, so I stopped running sentry gun and started running Lightning Strike and Hellstorm along with the hunter killer. So those work pretty good for me. Oh, I was saying, if you ran, what was I saying about Modern Warfare 3? I don't even remember. See, I get off on a tangent in these videos. I love doing that. I'm actually enjoying the game. Just like everybody else, I'm having connection issues. You'll know, like, after your first kill or your first death, what the connection is for you in that particular lobby, and my suggestion is to adjust accordingly. I have, you know, unlocked classes for every prestige. I think I'm third. I might be third prestige by now. Midway through third prestige, I think. And I have classes set up. I have assault rifle classes with red dots for a little bit longer range, not so much running around, even though I do like running around. I have an SMG class like this one. You know, I started testing out this rapid fire. My suggestion is, if you're going to do it, shoot from the hip. I had one on Express where it was like a game or two after this one. It was just ridiculous. Every corner I rounded, my gun was at my hip, and I was just taking fools out. There's a little burst fire with it down the sights, but still, if that guy was up and shooting back, I probably would have been in trouble, especially with an assault rifle. You know, adjust accordingly. I've got my engineer class. If the enemy team is getting a lot of kill streaks and stuff like that, I whip out the engineer class. Watch this. Oh, that guy got embarrassed. If you guys are wondering, I run on 8 sensitivity currently. Sometimes it feels a little bit slow. Sometimes at range it feels a little too fast. So I haven't really been changing much. Now this one I throw towards the middle of the map because I'm on the outside edge. But you can see, look, it's winding away. If you look at it on the mini map, it's going to the outside and it's trying to get some altitude. Oh, it took out the UAV. It tends to do that a fair amount. It'll go right after that UAV if it's up in the air. But yeah, set up different classes. This death here, you can see I watched the kill cam for a while. I'm like, what was that? I thought I put a fair amount of bullets into him, and I'm sitting here going, But you can't harp on weird deaths. I have, let's see, engineer class with 2 black hats and a vector. And it's kind of like when I'm in a game maybe where they're throwing a lot of Bettys and shock charges down, I'll run that class. Or if they're getting a lot of UAVs, things like that. I have a couple of only 2 assault rifle classes. I'm running the AN right now, and then my other class I kind of name it random, where I switch between the M27, the Type 25, and the what is that 4-round burst one? That one is pretty good. The M8A1. That one is pretty beast. If you're on the good side of the connection, that gun is tough to beat. Now, I do like it in burst. I don't put the select fire on it. I do like it in burst. The reason why we're talking about guns is last video I said we were going to talk about maps and guns. I don't think I got into the gun portion of it. But you see, this should be called hip fire. Hip fire! But again, it's intentional. I have my gun set up specifically to with rapid fire to hip fire. So, you know, you got to do what you got to do. Oh, ran out of bullets. And I almost never run any secondary on any of my classes because I like running either a primary gunfighter with 3 attachments, or I'll run like a perk greed where I'll run engineer and tac mask. I used to run dexterity, lightweight, and everything. Like when the game first came out, I was like lightweight on everything, dexterity on everything. But I found that tac mask is just an incredible perk. If you haven't run tac mask, you've got to try it. You know those stuns that stun you forever and the stupid shock charges that freeze you in place? Forget about it. Those things like affect you for maybe even a half second. You know, it's awesome. Tac mask is awesome. Just remember when you're not running dexterity that if you're running around like this, your gun is not going to come up quite as fast. You know, it's the transition between running and shooting. So you got to keep that in mind. You can see I have no tactical or lethal grenades or flashbangs or stuns or anything like that in this class, because I'm probably running primary gunfighter and a perk greed, which is pretty good. I like that setup. But I'm having fun with all of the guns, all of them. I mean, you could put an MP7 in my hand. You could put a Vector in my hand. You could put the USMC in my hand. Any of the Chicom, any of them, and I can do well with them. The assault rifles from the MTAR, you know, all the way up through the Type 25, the M8A1, All of them, even the FAL, and then that SM. What is that other one? SMR is pretty good. Once you get the attachment. So 32 and 8, 25 confirms. Not bad. Running around having some fun. So I got a good video coming up for you guys. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching.